Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another movie review. So yeah, this time around I'm going to be doing a review for Scream, the 1996 film. So yeah, because earlier this year there's the Scream TV show, and I mentioned in the first episode review, and I remember mentioning it in the first episode review, and I know I mentioned it throughout most of those Scream TV show reviews, episode reviews, that I've never watched the Scream movies, any of the Scream movies. Well, now I will, and now I have at least the first one. Um, so yeah, and this movie stars who does this movie star? Drew Barrymore, Roger Jackson, Kevin Patrick Walsh, David Booth, Carla Hatley, Neve Campbell, Skeet Ulrich, Lawrence Hatchett, Courtney Cox, W. Earl Brown, Rose McGowan, David Arquette, and Matthew Lillard. So yeah, and actually, I was actually requested to do this review back again when I was reviewing the TV show TV show. And I actually had a few people who recommended, and I'll find their names very fast. Yeah, but before I begin though, 10-second spoiler warning. Let me find the names while I'm doing the 10-second spoiler warning. So yeah, 10-second spoiler warning as usual. For those who have yet to actually watch this movie and haven't already, stop the video, go check it out, and come back here and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Let's see. Oh, okay. So 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch this movie and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me. That never gave you fair warnings as usual. I did. So yeah, basically, yeah, one of the people who recommended me to watch and review this movie, or wanted me to do it, is the Mind Commanders. Primarily, yeah, he asked me to do that a couple times. The Mind Commanders. There's a few other people who I'm trying to find out. Jake Plowski also asked me. Genius Video Man. Told me about it. So yeah, there's a few people. There was also a whole fiasco. When I was watching Scream. Yeah, Mr. Nerve Gear. Yeah, there's he kind of that was kind of weird. So yeah, before I begin, yeah, I already did a 10-second spoiler warning. So yeah, just wanted to give out those quick shoutouts. I did the same thing for Halloween when I reviewed it, where Red Rum asked me to do the review for Halloween, and now I'm doing the same thing for Scream. So yeah, also very fast, let me thank them too, because there's also that whole fiasco with the Paul Walker situation that I did a couple videos on too. Not gonna get into it very fast, but some douchebag thought it'd be funny to say that I call Paul Walker gay. So yeah, it's all fixed now. Uh, I messaged the guy on Facebook because that's where it started. He never messaged me back. I asked him, why'd you do it? Whatever, fuck it. So yeah, and as usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rate. So yeah, basically, it's your typical slasher film. You have Ghostface, who's basically killing. He's basically a killer. He's a psychopath. Is it right to call him a psychopathic killer? I mean, he's a psycho, I guess. He's a killer. So yeah, basically, you have this girl called Sydney Prescott. I was about to say Portier, because of the actor. So you have this girl Sydney. It's been about a year since her mother's death. I believe her mother died in a car crash, right, or something like that. Or no, she was murdered. Sorry, wrong movie. So yeah, the mother was murdered. And she thinks that she put the right guy in prison. Okay, and that's actually a huge plot point where Courtney Cox's character is asking her, "Are you sure you put the right person in prison? Because I'm pretty sure he didn't murder them because of this and that." All of a sudden, Ghostface comes and starts killing people, and he's going after the Sydney girl. And it is revealed towards the end of the film that that two murderers, two people who are the murderers, who are Ghostface, the boyfriend and Billy, right? That's right, Billy. Um, yeah, Billy and the boyfriend. I forget the boyfriend's name. It's two people. So yeah, I think it was Steve. Was it Steve? Um, Whatever. So yeah, And just I kind of expected more or less the beats of this movies from what I've seen in just small clips, plus from what I saw in the TV show, the Scream TV show. It is a very aware movie. It's a really self-aware movie. It's a really meta movie, and it's always referencing other movies or other TV shows at the time. Like for example, there's this one scene where one of the characters, he's watching Halloween and he's saying, turn around, turn around, turn around. You're about to get killed. Then it's funny because right there in that moment, he's about to. He wasn't murdered, but he's about to get killed because if he doesn't turn around. So, and it's a really self-aware movie in my opinion, and it's really funny in that it does bring a kind of a sense of a new comedic overtone that we don't see that much in movies, because it's so self-aware. We get this new comedic overtone over it, and it's pretty cool to see. And again, I am going to be referencing the Scream TV show because that's the one I watched, and that's how I'm introduced to Scream. So yeah, I mean, overall, it's a pretty good movie. Um, yeah. There are some issues with the movie. The acting for the most part is pretty good, and so is the writing for the most part is pretty good. I think the best part of the writing is the fact that it is so aware of itself and its environment. It's pretty cool to see that. Ghostface, really good. Came out wrong. He's a pretty good antagonist. He's not. I don't think he's not. When it comes to the horror genre, he is one of the more iconic antagonists. But if you go down through film history, he's not. I don't really consider him to be as iconic compared to other villains in film history, such as the Joker or even other horror greats such as Hannibal Lecter. I do think he's a little bit overrated, while at the same time being underrated, which is kind of weird. How can it be overrated and underrated at the same time? I feel like he's given a little bit too much credit, but not enough. It's kind of weird. Like how would I put it? I'm trying to find the specific words. Like the character in it of itself, the character of Ghostface as a whole, I feel he's a little bit overrated because he's not really that great. However, like the character's motives, I think that his motivations are underrated in my opinion because we see this like with Michael Myers that for the most part the killer has no reason of doing what he's doing. He just does it because he thinks it's fun. But that's the thing. That's kind of the problem with this film too because it has two killers. One of the killers is doing it just because he wants to have fun. The other killer is because Sydney's mom was basically a whore, and her mom caused the divorce of one of the killer's parents. So yeah, it's a little bit complicated. Yeah, it is a bit complicated in my opinion at times, but overall, it's still a pretty fun movie in my opinion. It was really fun. It's about I forget how long this movie is. It's a little bit over an hour and a half, like an hour 45 minutes, somewhere around there. And overall, it's still a pretty good film. I really did enjoy the acting for the most part. It's pretty good. The writing's pretty good. The kills in the movie were actually pretty good. The kills here in the movie are pretty good. You have the one cop it's a little bit cliche, but still pretty cool to see. The one cop, he's coming out the door and he has a knife right through his back. So that was pretty cool. Obviously, the iconic shot of Drew Barrymore getting stabbed and hung from a tree. That was, again, pretty good. So yeah, for the horror genre, it is a pretty iconic movie. I just feel like, as a whole, it's a little bit overrated. So yeah, the influence that's had on the horror genre as a whole, it's noted. It's pretty good. Overall, it's a pretty good film. It is a slasher classic. It is a horror movie classic or horror genre classic. And yeah, I do have a few problems with the film. It is a little bit complicated at times to follow, which is kind of funny because it's normally considered one of the most simplistic horror movies ever. You have this killer. It's one of the basically this is how many people consider this Scream, the first one, to be one of the most simplistic horror movies ever. You have this killer who's trying to kill people in this town, and it's really meta. It's really self-aware. It's a horror comedy. Go with it. And for the most part, it is simplistic, but there are a few times, especially towards the end, the third act, where they're revealing the killer. I do feel like it gets a little bit complicated for its own good. And yeah, and Courtney Cox, holy fucking shit, was she annoying. She annoyed the living shit out of me. If there's one character here I could just take out, it would have been Courtney Cox's character, because she just annoyed the living shit out of me. Like, if her character was not in the film, I'm pretty sure it would have been a lot better, because she was trying to get, she was kind of trying to start this relationship with Dewey, which was the cop who was killed, and I mean, that's not. I mean, I'm not saying that the guy doesn't deserve a girlfriend. I mean, I guess he does. But what I mean is that first off, they're not really compatible. Like she's kind of a bitch, and this guy's kind of a wholehearted and good guy. Good-hearted individual, and she's kind of a bitch. So yeah, and it just kind of happens out of left field, basically. So yeah, it just kind of happens. Her relationship with Dewey kind of just happens, which is kind of weird. Her character's just annoyed. She annoyed me to no end. If her character would have been out, it would have been a better movie. I will say, I liked it when she got punched. That was great. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I'm gonna push the score for this a little bit up, and I'm actually gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It's a really good movie in my opinion. Let me rephrase. It's a great movie in my opinion. If Courtney Cox's character had been taken out completely, though, I'm pretty sure this would have been a better film in my opinion. Like, despite the fact that it is a bit complicated and all that, it's okay, But my main issue is just Courtney Cox. She really has no point of being there aside from being annoying, and I kind of wish her character did die at the end. Sadly, her character didn't die. The cameraman died, and I actually liked the cameraman because he didn't really say much. So yeah, again, 9 out of 10 is what I'd give this movie, the score, and yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Comment down below on your thoughts on the movie. Have you seen it? And if not, why not? If you have, what are your thoughts on it? Comment all that down below. Let me know. Like the video, show on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or because prefer. And I know we are in November, but I still want to do a few horror movie reviews, a few more. I'm gonna do Saw, Child's Play, maybe American Psycho, and and maybe 2 or 3 Scooby-Doo movies, and the animated ones. That I want to do Cyber Chase, the Chupacabra one, maybe or is it the Mexican Monster? I have no idea. I have one of them in my DVD collection, Cyber Chase, and I recorded 2 more on the DVR, which I actually haven't seen yet. I actually haven't seen which ones I recorded. That's why I know one of them is the Mexican Monster. That's all I know. So yeah, I do want to do a few more horror movie reviews. I know it's November, but yeah, I guess that's what happens when you procrastinate all the way till the end. So yeah, hope you guys had a happy Halloween. I know I did. I dressed up as a zombie. You could go check that out in my Halloween review and my Night of the Living Dead review, plus one more video I did showing you guys my costume. And yeah, I was a zombie, pretty gnarly, pretty good. Interesting, and I know this is gonna sound gross, but somehow I managed to get latex up my ass. I have no idea how I managed that, because I used latex for, like, here I had a scar here. Somehow I managed to get latex in my on my butt cheeks for some reason. Don't ask me how, because I didn't even use the bathroom for like most of the day yesterday. So aside from that, whatever. Go check out my costume in the Halloween and Night of the Living Dead reviews. Hopefully you guys got a lot of candy, watched some pretty good horror movies. I did, and now the reviews are gonna come out now, And yeah, I just need to watch 2 or 3 more the Scooby-Doo movies, and I think that I'm done for all my horror movie reviews for October, even though we're in November. And yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe, comment down below, like the video, and that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.